Hey there, and welcome back to my channel, Weirdly O.C.D. In today's video, we actually came outside of the house and we're going to talk about basic car organization. It's actually been a little while and it's going to show that it's been since I've cleaned out our car and kind of reorganized things in it. So I thought I would bring you along for that and kind of give you some basic tips for you to keep your car on the up and up, and so it doesn't hopefully get as cluttered as I've let ours get. Also, I wanted to stress that when you go to clean out your car, you don't need to go to a fancy coin-operated car wash or vacuum place. Simply, I do it here at the house in our driveway with just our normal everyday vacuum cleaner and a couple different attachments, and just like a bag to collect any trash or anything I want to get rid of out of the car. And that's pretty much it. So let's get started. Alright, well, I don't have a bag from the grocery to collect any debris in here. I've just got this old bag from something that got shipped here to the house. So we're just going to use that to put all the garbage in. Oh, found some change. Alright, so now that I got all the small trash and whatnot out of the car in this bag, I can throw this away. This here is just stuff that needs to go in the house and get shredded, and a photo album that actually needs to go in the office. But now we are ready to vacuum this car out. Now, I will say, when it comes to vacuuming out my car, I like to use two specific tools with the vacuum cleaner. The first is this pet hair power brush that I like to use on the bigger areas like the seats and the floorboards. But when it comes to small areas like the drink holders and whatnot, I do like to use this small crevice tool because it's at a smaller end and it can get into those tighter spaces. Also, I recommend taking the floorboard, or floor mat I should say, out if they are removable, because you really do need to get the stuff that gets underneath it from shoes and opening and closing the door. So I'm going to take these out and we're going to vacuum the floorboards. Alright, so I did want to show you the floorboards here before I put the mats back in. I mean, on camera it looks pretty good. There are a few specks here and there that for whatever reason I just can't get off the carpet. But for the most part, this is like 98% better than what it was before. And I'll show you. Here's the passenger side here. So now we're going to move on to this area. I absolutely hate this area because there's all these little nooks and crannies, and there's only so many different tools you can use to get it out. And unfortunately right now I don't have any car wipes to just wipe out like the drink holders, things like that. I mean, there's no liquid in them or anything, but to get the little tiny pieces out that maybe I can't get with the vacuum. But let's go ahead and do that. back seat. Alright, so I went ahead and cleaned the back second set of seats, and you can definitely tell in our car that we don't ever really have anybody sit in the back seats because it never really gets that dirty. But I vacuumed under there. Now these floor seats I did not take out side and do, only because they honestly really weren't that bad. I didn't have to do much. And then the seat here I went ahead and vacuumed off, which looks pretty darn good. And also when you're doing this, don't forget about the headrests and also the little crevices here, in between where the seat of the seat and the back of the seat meet. A lot of times, you know, crumbs, things like that, especially if you have kids or pets, pet fur will get underneath there. So you definitely want to make sure you get those spots as well. Alright, so now on to organization. First, let's start with the almighty treacherous glove box, because I know a lot of times this area can definitely be a catch-all because one, it's right in front of you pretty much, and two, it's a great place to hide things so your car looks clean. So in mine, I keep it very, very simple. I have my manual for my car. Here we have a 2009 HHR. I don't know how well you can see that. There we go. And then I won't show you this, but it's my registration for the car. That way, in case for whatever reason I were to get pulled over, I have it. And then obviously my insurance card is in my wallet. Now I will say that when we bought this car, I didn't really think it over at first. But then once we actually had a drink in it, it was a bit of an issue. But here in HHRs, granted this could be a cup holder for the driver, which is great because it does fit perfectly like a 20 ounce of soda. But the cup holders, the other cup holders are back here, which right here is about my waist. And this is a very inconvenient place to have a drink holder. For the passenger, no, not so much. But for the driver, yes. So I try to not have anything in here as much as I can help it. Now I may stick my debit card or something in this little smaller area if I'm going through a drive-thru or something, just so I don't have to fiddle with trying to get my wallet out of my pocket, then get to my card. Because, you know, being in the driver's seat with a seatbelt on is kind of restricting. But other than that, and maybe having a pop here when we're going somewhere, that's all I keep in here. Otherwise, this is cleared out, just because there really doesn't need to be anything in there. We do try really hard to keep the cup holders emptied. And again, I'm sorry that doesn't look too great, but I don't have any wipes right now. And it's pretty hot in this car. So I think I might call it quits for now with cleaning it out. I can always finish it tomorrow. But yeah, we try to keep all these cleaned out. And there's another little catch-all right here too. So if you have like these little catch-all things in your car, you definitely want to make sure that they stay cleaned out, that, you know, if you're throwing loose change or whatever in there, you know, if you have to pass toll roads, something like that, I could understand that. But for the most part, if you put a cup or anything in there, just make sure that you take it with you when you get out of the vehicle so your car stays clean. Now, a while back, probably about a little over a year now, I bought a little Caddy type organization thing to put in the very back of our car. We don't necessarily have a trunk, but it's one of those kind of hatchback overhead doors that open up above your head. And there's a decent amount of room back there. So I bought one of those like expandable organization systems where you can put grocery bags things in. I bought it from Wish, and if you're not familiar with the Wish app, it is a place that you can go online and buy things, all kinds of things, organization stuff, clothing, you name it, they probably have it. Well, I bought an organization thing off of there, and I should have realized that it probably wouldn't last very long, seeing that I think it was like maybe $5. Well, anyway, it's one of these things, just to make more sense. Well, it ripped. Well, this one didn't. I'm sorry. But it's one of these 3 things here. I would highly recommend that you get one of these because it definitely does help your grocery bags or anything that you need to keep in your car on a somewhat normal basis organized. It's not sliding around in the back of your trunk or the back of your storage area of car, whatever kind of vehicle that you have. I definitely would recommend it. I wouldn't recommend getting it from Wish, that's for sure. That one isn't the torn one here, actually. I forgot I had ordered 2. This is the torn one. The handle actually tore off when I went to pick it up just a little bit and move it to another part of the car. So I would highly recommend... Sorry, there we go. I would highly recommend that you don't get something like that from Wish. Simply because it's just not good quality. I would recommend going to an actual good retailer like Walmart, Meijer if you have a Meijer in your area, a Big Lots, maybe even try and find one on Amazon if it's something you're interested in. But definitely don't order it off the Wish app because, as you can see, it's not great quality at all. Now, something else I wanted to show you in our car, and I'm not sure why it's only on one seat and not the other, but that is this netting, which is a fantastic place to store little travel games or magazines, coloring books, crayons, things like that if you have children, especially on some type of road trip. Now, granted, I don't have anything in here except for this little cell phone holder that, once again, I bought from Wish, and whoops, it is actually supposed to hang off of your air conditioning vent, and I was going to put my cell phone in this. That way I just had a place to store it, like kind of in front of me, and it wasn't like down at my side or whatever, and I was looking down to pick it up and get distracted. Well, once again, it broke. There was a little tethered thing on the end of this plastic that hooked onto the AC unit, or the vent, I'm sorry, and it broke. So if you're looking for car organization stuff, do not buy it from Wish, because that's 2 car organization things I've bought off of them, and they've completely broken. But anyway, this is a great place to store, as I said, things for children, for long car rides, road trips, things like that. If you don't have an area like that on the back of a seat, you can always buy one of those organizers, definitely off Amazon, things like that, which also can hold additional things such as sunglasses, travel Kleenex packets, different odds and ends. Some of them sometimes will have a place for a can of soda, but you definitely want to get something like that just so you don't have a bunch of kids things or just general items taking over the whole back seat of your car. That way they're all stored in one area. Now, something else that I forgot to mention as well is it is very smart to buy small trash bags and hang it on the inside of your glove compartment. And that way, if you have any trash, such as empty pop cans, soda cans, any wrappers, things like that, they can go in there, and then you can just take the bag out and empty it. Personally, I would say probably a 4-gallon bag would be sufficient. I know my parents sometimes will use like a grocery bag that they get from the grocery, but definitely want to have a place in your car contained for trash. I mean, we do it in our homes, and we're usually in our cars a decent amount of time, so you definitely want to keep the trash contained in your car as well. Now, it didn't show me cleaning it out, but you definitely want to make sure that you're cleaning all the nooks and crannies in your car. Like we have these little pocket storage things in the doors of the car. Those get cleaned out. The handles to open and shut the door, you definitely want to make sure you're wiping those out, cleaning those out as well. The thing that aggravates me the most, I think, about cars, and this is why I'm glad that I have an attached garage I can park my car in, the dust that comes in from the sun coming into your car is just so annoying. I can just see a layer of it, not now, but if my car is outside, like say in a parking lot or something like that, I can see a small layer of dust on the dashboard, and to me that just kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety with the cleanliness or non-cleanliness of that, I should say. But all in all, you definitely just want to make sure that your car stays tidy, your car doesn't accumulate trash or things that don't necessarily need to be in it. But with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know somebody had requested a car organization video, and I honestly cannot remember who it was, or else I would give you a shout out. If it was you, please leave your name down in the comments below so you can be properly credited. But with that, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the look of the new thumbnail. I'm going to try a different kind of rebranding thing on my channel. Maybe change the channel art at the top. But I'm definitely going to be changing the thumbnails. So the thumbnail for this video is how all the future ones are going to kind of look, except for like my series like Exploring YouTube and 5 Great Finds, things like that. They will stay the way they are, but the general videos will have this new thumbnail look. So let me know if you like it or if you don't like it. But with that, that's today's video, and I will see you all on Sunday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.